Welcome to McDonald County Preview. I'm John Ball, and my in-station guest today is Dr. Eric Findley. Dr. Findley, you're the new superintendent of schools as of the 1st of July, right?
That's correct. I'm excited to be here. It's a great opportunity. It's a great staff. It's a great bunch of kids. I'm really excited to be in McDonald County.
Dr. Findley, you've been a well-traveled individual, which means that you've got a whole lot of success. You've been very successful in building programs elsewhere. You come to us from Jasper County. Talk about Jasper County for just a minute or two and the opportunities that you see there, and then we'll get on to talking about McDonald County.
Yeah, I spent the last 2 years at Jasper, a very good 2 years. I had a really good school board to work with, a great bunch of students there. We had a lot of success. Obviously, ESSER money helped that district significantly, gave us an opportunity to put new roofs on the schools, new air conditioning that we probably would not have been able to do had the ESSER money not been there. It would have taken us more years to accomplish that goal. But great school district, making a lot of improvements, and that's going to continue to grow as well in the northern part of Jasper County.
Okay. Dr. Findley, looking at what your past has been, I mean, you played basketball in college, you were a college baseball coach, you were a college football coach, you were a college basketball coach, and you tell me a little while ago that you were a softball coach as well. Let's talk about those things for just a minute. Obviously, you love sports.
I do love sports, and part of what you said is accurate, part of it was not. I did play college basketball. I did not coach in college. I coached in high school.
Oh, okay.
So, I've spent several years coaching high school athletics, had an opportunity to coach in college, but chose that was not the field I wanted. I like dealing with the younger students, the 16, 17, 18-year-old students. I grew up around sports. I grew up in southern Indiana where sports was big. Sports has been a big part of my family's life. Throughout my entire life, I love them, and I love the opportunities that they give students to participate in sports and be in the limelight for their part of their life. Most people aren't going to play college basketball or pro sports of any type, but that small town atmosphere, playing sports, it really is a good opportunity for students.
Because of that passion, because of that desire to be that competitive, let's talk about your desire to be an educator, because I can tell you, coming from a family of educators, that's a calling. It's a passion that fills your belly, right?
It is, but I also look at it similar to sports. If I'm going to play you in a game of horse, I want to beat you, no matter what. And if you beat me, I can deal with that, but I'm going to figure out what I got to do to get better. And academics is very similar to that. I want to be the best. And when someone talks to me about my position at McDonald County, I have the job with the best staff and the best students in Missouri. And I don't say those things lightly. I know that with the work ethic that we will put in, we will be that. If we're not there now, we will become that. And so it is very comparable to athletics, that you work hard, you practice every day, and you get ready to perform when time has come. All the principals showed up to work yesterday for the first time since school was out last spring. And tomorrow we have a meeting. We will start preparing that. It's almost like the first day of practice. The new coach comes in, all the players are there, and we want to make sure that they're set and they have what they need to provide their students with the best opportunity to be the most successful. You know, one thing when I interviewed for the position, which is I don't do things for personal accolades. I do them for the better goal of the entire program. And one of the questions that the board members asked me was, what do you want to be known for when I leave here? And I'm really thinking, I really don't know that there's anything specific I want to do, but one big goal I have is I want our graduation rate to be as high as possible, hopefully 100%. Well, that doesn't start in 9th grade. That starts in kindergarten. And we need to work with those kids all the way through. So it's definitely a team effort. Our high school principals do a really good job, but it's not just them that makes that successful. So we have to rely on our middle school principals, our elementary principals, and everyone to help them prepare themselves to have the highest graduation rate possible.
Okay, I understand. And you touched on something I want to visit about for just a minute or two. All over the state of Missouri, for whatever reason, there's some great opportunities for educators. There seems to be more job openings now than there have been in a long time. What led you to want to interview for McDonald County?
Every student, every day, no matter what it takes. That right there is it. I wasn't really initially interested in McDonald County, only because I was 100% satisfied in Jasper. I had a great board to work with. I had a good staff to work with. I had no intention to leave there. And when I looked at every student every day, no matter what it takes, that really hit home with me. And I really feel like that if every school district in America would do that, just imagine how we would succeed in everything else that we do. And I think that we really, and I don't take that lightly, I think that's very important for people to understand that those are not just words on a piece of paper. We're going to live by them.
Okay, in some of the write-ups that I've seen about you, you said that there were some things McDonald County was doing really well that you want to jump on board and help promote those things. Can you tell me what you're talking about?
Well, one thing, I think about the diversity that McDonald County has. And it's a lot different than a lot of school districts that you'll see, and they've embraced that, and they work with students from different countries that speak different languages to make them successful in the world that we live in today.
Okay, another thing that you mentioned earlier off mic that I really liked was you talked about the right people in the right places. There's a concept, the leadership that's called who's on the bus, getting the right people on the bus. Can you talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, that's a philosophy that we have. When we go to, for example, when we're hiring teachers, and there is a teacher shortage, but that doesn't mean we want to just hire anyone. We want to hire the right people. We want to hire people that think like us, that act like us, and that have the same philosophy and same goals in mind that we have for our district. We do that with principals as well as administrators. We hired 2 new administrators this year, and there are a lot of applicants. There are a lot of people out there that are looking for that job. For one, they want to come to McDonald County because it's a great district. And we can be selective. And that's a really good situation to be in when you have a handful of people that you can choose from, that you know all of those people in that group can do the job. But you want to pick the best person that's going to fit with not just our students, but with our staff members and with our community as well.
You coming from Jasper, it's somewhat close-knit. It's a local school. It's a great school district. There are a lot of things going on there. McDonald County is huge. Can you talk about coming from a smaller community to what you feel like is going to happen in McDonald County?
Yeah, you're right. It is huge compared to Jasper, but we still have the same goals in mind. We still have the same plan. It's just going to take more time to get there. Like, yesterday we drove around. My assistants and I drove around to every particular building in our district, from Rocky Comfort all the way to Southwest City. We covered everything in between. And yes, it is big, but it's also very vital that we accomplish that, and we make sure that we go around and we visit everyone and treat everyone exactly the same, give every school the same opportunity. So yeah, it's going to be more time consuming to make sure that I visit with elementary principals, visit with high school principals. It's going to take more time, but I also have people to help me do that. I have Will Gordon and LaDonna McLean that are right there with me, and we will divide some of those duties up and get it all accomplished.
Well, school's going to start before too long, but right now, football and softball practice is moving forward. Have you had a chance to talk to any of the coaches? I know that you've talked with Bo Bergen, who is a great athletic director, in my opinion, but have you had a chance to talk to some of his coaches as well?
I have not, other than last spring. I spoke with some last spring, but not as they're getting into their seasons right now. But I agree with what you said about Bo Bergen. He's as good as any around here in the athletic world. I'm happy to have him and definitely want to keep him around for a long time.
Realize that you're just getting started, but you've been thinking about this for a while. Have you got any expectations for McDonald County in the future?
Yes, and let's talk specifically athletics right now. As a former coach, my philosophy always was every year I wanted to win a state championship. Didn't do that, got second, didn't make it all the way, but that was my goal. And the reason that was my goal, because why would it not be your goal? There's a scoreboard. We're keeping score. We want to go as far as we can. I don't know anybody that sets a goal that says, hey, I want to get third in the conference. No, they want to win the conference. So by doing that, that shows that you are the best. You are the best at least that particular time with that group of students. So the same thing goes with academics. I want people to look at what we're doing at McDonald County and try to imitate that. Say, I see what they're doing. We want that. We want to do that. It's how this position works. It's how this occupation is. If you go back to coaching, I would say that every play that our football team is going to run, I'm not going to say 80%, they've gotten that play from someone, from somewhere. I hate to use the word stolen, but they stole it from somebody.
Sure.
Academically, we do the same thing. We see a program in another particular school district that's working. It's working for them. How can that work for us? We'll go to conferences and look at school districts that have similar diversity that we have. What their program, how their program works. Will that program work for us at Knoll, or will it work at Pineville, or will it work in Anderson? We have to make those decisions. Or can we take parts of that and parts of this other and put them together and make it work? So it is very strategic and how it works. And that's why I'm very thankful that I have excellent principals in place to run those programs that they need to run. And I'll have to lean on them pretty heavily this year because they know more about their schools than what I know. And then they will teach me about their school, and then we'll get better once I know them better and they know me and I know them, and all that works together hand in hand.
You know, some of the things we've yet to talk about, and I'd like to just real quick, is the performing arts. I'd like to talk about the band program for just a minute or two, the choir program, debate, all of those things that put kids on a stage. My opinion is it's very important for them to be able to get up and be able to talk.
Oh, 100%. Every student that walks through our hallways is not an athlete. Just like every student is not a musician or not a thespian. We need to meet those kids where they're at and help them be successful in what they love to do. I was a percussionist when I was in high school, so I was in a marching band, and I still play the drums to this day, and that's something I learned in school. I started in 6th grade playing the drums. So when you look at those things, I was at a small school where you were in the band and you also were involved in athletics. We're a pretty good-sized school district, and everybody can't do both. Unfortunately, I wish that they could. But I do believe that choir is very important for that particular group. Band is important. I love the drama. I've seen our drama building, which is as good as any as I've ever seen in my travels. Our program is good. He's solid. He does a great job with the dinner theaters. I'm really excited to be able to go visit some of those.
Okay, I realize that you just started the beginning of July. You're in the transition of trying to find a place to move here, right? Tell me about your family a little bit.
I've got a wife. Her name's Jill. Been married 32 years. I have 2 boys. My oldest is 21. My youngest is 19. They're both in college right now. Tyler wants to be an educator, and my younger one wants to be a physical therapist. My wife is in the loan industry. She loans money for houses.
You know, one of the things about Southwest Missouri that we feel very, very good about is our community college. Crowder College, even though it's here in Neosho, it gives kids an opportunity for higher education that they wouldn't normally get. Can you talk about our relationship there?
That's a relationship that I haven't built yet, but I will. I'm in the process of. 3 years ago, I started a scholarship program for students that wanted to go to technical school. And so far in the last 3 years, we've given about $65,000, $70,000 to students that want to go to technical school. That's been a great opportunity for students. I'd speak with principals that had kids in a scholarship program. And they said they weren't going to go to college. They didn't have a way to go to college. But whenever I gave them a check to go to college for a year, that changed their life. And that's what I want to be able to do. That's the relationship I want with Crowder College. It's a relationship I want with OTC, Nevada Welding Institute, all of these schools that I call the non-traditional student that is going to go to work and do something for a career. We want to help them get involved into a career that they can be the most successful with and can be the most beneficial to either our community or another community. When you take every kid every day, no matter what it takes, and it's not just lip service, people really believe that around here. I want to be a part of that.
All right. Well, thank you so very much, Dr. Findley, for stopping by. Once again, we've been talking with Dr. Eric Findley, who is the new superintendent of schools at McDonald County, on the McDonald County Preview. You're a really busy guy. I appreciate you coming by and visiting with us.
Absolutely. I appreciate the opportunity, and I appreciate what you guys do for our students during sports and announcing our games. That's important as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.